The Empire State Building is one of the most iconic buildings in the world and the most iconic building in New York, but one thing people forget is the time where a plane accidentally crashed into the building. On the morning of the 28th of July 1945, a B-25 Mitchell took off from Bedford Army Airfield in Massachusetts. It was a routine flight to Newark Airport that the pilot, Lieutenant Colonel William F. Smith, had done many times. That morning was very foggy, and Smith asked for clearance to land, but he was told that it wasn't the best idea due to the weather conditions. He went ahead anyway, trying to land the plane, and when the Chrysler Building came into sight, he turned right instead of left. Shortly after, the Empire State Building came into sight, but it was too late to get out of the way. At 9:40 a.m, the plane smashed into the 78th to 80th floors of the tallest building in the world. All 3 people in the plane were killed, and 11 were killed in the tower. The building structure was relatively undamaged for what just happened. One of the elevator operators that day was 20-year-old Betty Lou Oliver. She was on the 80th floor when the plane hit and saw it approaching from the window. She miraculously survived, and when the rescuers got to her a few hours later, she was put in an elevator. As the elevator doors closed, the cables holding the elevator, which had been weakened by the crash, snapped, and she fell 75 stories in a matter of seconds. Somehow, she survived again and was hospitalised for serious injuries right after. Despite all of this happening, she lived for many years after the crash and died in November 1999 at the age of 74. The building itself reopened on some floors only 3 days later, and the damage was repaired in full. The Empire State Building was the tallest building in the world for many more years, and it also had the highest observation deck in the world, until the World Trade Center took that record in 1973. Then the Sears Tower in Chicago took it, before a new observation in the World Trade Center took that record back. But then in 1975, it was unseated by Canada's CN Tower in Toronto, which took second place as the longest time that a building held the record, beat only by the Empire State Building itself. Thanks for watching. Glasgow History will return very shortly. In the meantime, I made this video as I found the story to be quite interesting.